Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So, my name is Michelle, and I'm an intuitive astrologer. I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition, and this will be reflected in this video. So, today I will talk about the upcoming full moon in the sign of Scorpio, which will happen at 22 degrees. So, I will start off with explaining what this full moon means, the aspects, and then I'm going to dive into each and every single sign, okay? And I recommend you to watch your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign, okay? But most accurate, I would say, is rising sign. So definitely check that out. Before I start, I have a bit of a new setting. I have a microphone here. I'm filming through a different method. I really hope it's going to come out well. The thing is that I now have my own office, my own kind of studio. The thing is that the sound isn't too great. And I bought these wireless microphones, but somehow it didn't want to connect with my phone. So here I am using this microphone, which I've been having for a while, but yeah, I also couldn't connect it to my phone. So anyways, I'm gonna try it like this. I really hope it's gonna come out well, and otherwise, I really hope that you can receive the message, no matter what the tag is saying, okay? And we're diving straight to this full moon, right? Because during this full moon, we're going to have Mercury in a square with Pluto. And this is kind of related to tag. Um, First of all, let's dive into the sign of Scorpio, right? Like Scorpio is a really deep diving sign. And people have placements in Scorpio. They love to investigate and they only will keep digging up until they find the truth. So people with Scorpio placements are very good at numbers, psychology, anything analytical that gives them deeper insights of life. Okay. So when the moon is transiting in the sign of Scorpio, people are going to kind of take on these traits. So you're going to feel like, I kind of want to know the truth about the truth about the truth. Okay. You're going to dive deeper into certain subjects. And this is relating very well with this Mercury in a square with Pluto. Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is very much related to anything scientific, to the internet, um, anything related to humanitarian causes, if I say that correctly. So this is really a time to investigate and look into what is your truth. So this is about discernment, okay? And we have Pluto retrograde. So maybe some truths that were hidden before, because Scorpio likes to expose everything hidden, and so does Scorpio, because so does Pluto, because Pluto rules the sign of Scorpio. So we're gonna see some secrets being exposed, coming to the forefront, okay? And this is kind of like Scorpio can kind of show you parts of the underworld. Okay. It will be revealed, it will come to the surface. And what the answer is usually because Pluto, right, and Scorpio, they look into the underworld, but it's really what you're doing with that information, right? And the highest form, because Scorpio is a sign that has three levels. Okay, we're gonna have the lower level vibration of Scorpio, which is a bit vindictive, which is a little bit more jealous and vengeful. Then there's the middle level. This is because it's related to death, rebirth, life, rebirth, right? Or life, death, rebirth. Yeah, I have to say that correctly. So these three levels are related also to this sign. So people who have Scorpio placements have opportunities to be reborn and to rebirth themselves into the light. So when this happens, so when you're doing your investigations around this full moon in Scorpio, it's really important that whatever you're going to find, that you're going to transform it into the light, and that you're going to deal with it in a way that you're not going to explode. Because when Mercury is in a square with Pluto, there could be some explosions with words, okay? And in the lowest form, Pluto's square Mercury can actually cause lies, telling lies. But be careful, because around this full moon in Scorpio, people are definitely going to kind of see through the BS, okay? Because people are going to carry this moon in Scorpio around this day. So just be aware of that. Um, yeah, we've been having power outages already, very much related also to Pluto in square Mercury, and especially when the internet is so internet going down, going off. It's very much related to displacement. We also have the sun in Taurus at 22 degrees in a conjunction with Uranus. So this is kind of like expect the unexpected, okay? This can be really exciting. So this can be a time of excitement. During this time, you can really dive deep within yourself, and some old traumas, old patterns could be revealed to you so you can heal them. So it can be a very healing time. We also have Jupiter in a sextile, right, at 0 degrees and 56 minutes in a sextile with Chiron. So Jupiter and Chiron is a very, very healing placement. So take this opportunity to heal, but also to have fun with it, because Uranus likes to be quirky, likes to be, likes to go out and about. It's a really like unpredictable planet, okay? And together with the sun here in Taurus, because they're kind of like contradictive energies, because Taurus is about stability and Scorpio is also about stability, but in a different way than Taurus. Taurus is more focused on the physical, while Scorpio likes to dive deeper into the psyche of humans, emotions. And Taurus does do the same though, but it's processed in a different way, as Taurus is more down to earth and Scorpio is more in their emotions. It's a water sign, right? So they can really feel it and be overwhelmed by it. That's why Moon in Scorpio can sometimes overreact to something, right? And I can say that because I'm a Moon in Scorpio, so I do know about that. And I'm not afraid to admit that sometimes things feel so overwhelming, so much. Makes us really psychic, but also really sensitive, right? A lot of water moons are struggling with that. So, yeah, imagine seeing the stuff from the underworld, so-called underworld, and feeling everything of it. But also, there has to be healthy ways to transmute this energy. So, it's really important that you find healthy ways how to cope with this energy. But yeah, Uranus on the contrary, and Taurus is going to keep you stable and stabilized and also have fun with it. So it's not a heavy energy as such, right? It's not as heavy as you think it is. Then we have this North Node with Ceres, Saturn, and Neptune and Venus. Now, Venus and Neptune are in the sign of Aries. Venus is in a trine with Mars in Leo. So we do have some energy here, like forwarding energy, taking action, having fun with it. So we have a nice balance of planets right here. We have grounded energy, we have the water element, and we have a bit of fire. So this is a month where you can really get going. And you can remove all the obstacles with this full moon in Scorpio that are preventing you from going where you want to go. Okay, so it's actually very positive. Ceres is known as a very nurturing energy, right? But it's right with Saturn. Saturn is more serious. So you're combining this nurturing, authoritative energy in a new direction in your life. So check out where this North Node in Pisces is for you. I did make a separate video about it. I can name it briefly for each and every single sign, but definitely dive into this separate video so you know, like, where is it for you? What does it mean? And how to deal with that. But it's definitely drawing you towards a new destiny. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It might bring some heavy duties with that, or some karma that needs to be released, or some responsibility from your side. Ceres is also known, besides nurturing, for loss and return. So it could be that sometimes things need to leave, give you space in order to go this new direction. Okay. But it could also be that something is returning for you to go in the new direction in your life. Okay. But Pisces is all about creativity, compassion, spirituality, and go with the flow. This is not about controlling where you want to go. Okay. This is very contradictive of Scorpio energy and Mercury square Pluto, because Pluto likes to be a bit in control, right? And now it's time to find this midway. Like, knowing, like, making a plan according to Saturn, according to Pluto, doing your research. Okay, very important, doing your research. You cannot, I've seen a lot of good researches with Pluto Mercury placements, and they dive deep into subjects. So they can be really geniuses in that area in their life. So I recommend you to do your research. Um, if you're not there yet, like, dive deeper until you find the truth and have fun with it. Okay. I think I'm pretty much, like, done with the general aspects. And yeah, this moon is also at 6 degrees. Yeah, in a trine with Saturn. So this is about taking action, right? It's about taking things serious, but it's a nice flow. Yeah. Okay. I'm ready to start with all the signs. Let me see. I really hope this recording is going well, but you let me know how it's turning out. I'm gonna upload it because I'm talking for too long, but yeah, I'm doing my best. I cannot see myself in this setting, so I just looking at the chart, and I was thinking about sharing the chart with you. Maybe I could, if you let me know you would like me to do that. I can find a way to show myself and also the chart, but I've asked that in the past and people said they would rather look at me. I don't know. So yeah, let me know. So let's start with Aries. Aries, Sun and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Scorpio in your 8th house, okay? And it's um, opposing your sun in an opposition with the sun in Taurus in your 2nd house, together with Uranus. So this is very much related to money, okay? And maybe you're diving into new ways of investing money. How can you invest money? How can you make money investing? And this is also about creative ways to make money outside of investing, right? Because the sun in the 2nd house in Taurus, transiting your 2nd house together with Uranus, it's about kind of like out of the box ways of making money, okay? Because Uranus really supports people that think out of the box. And you can have, for example, through different income streams or very out of the box income streams, you can make and earn your money. If not, money could come in and go out. Come in, go out. Okay. Like, very unexpected type of energy. You have now Neptune at 1 degree in your sign. So if you're an early degree, sun, moon, and rising, especially between 1 degree and 5 degrees, you're gonna feel this Neptune. Okay, you're gonna feel maybe a bit dreamy, a bit foggy, like you're gonna be up in the air. And at the same time, this brings a huge magnetism. Okay. People have Neptune in the 1st house, they can be very magnetic as well. So, but yeah, it might be that you're going to zone out more than usual. Okay. Venus there also in your 1st house. So it's time, if you want to make a change, you want to buy new clothes, you want to have a new look, or do something nice aesthetically to your identity, this is the time to do that. Mars is now in the fifth house, really helping you to enjoy your hobbies, your spare time, doing some sports. Yeah, overall, this is a very nice time. However, again, people with early degree Aries, you're going to feel Saturn coming closer, okay? And by the end of the month in May, it's going to be going in your sign. So you're going to have already a bit of a taste of it. You might feel a bit heavier than usual, a bit more restrictive. But actually, what Saturn wants to do, it wants to bring you on the right path. So anything that's no longer serving you needs to go. And sometimes that means putting you in place that's where you're stuck, but it might feel like that because it wants you to think. It wants you to do introspection together with this full moon, right? And also full moon in the eighth house, definitely related to breaking certain patterns, removing obstacles in, maybe money blockages, removing any um, old pains regarding your sexuality, regarding intimacy, if you have trouble with intimacy, things like that. These will come up. Okay, you have a massive opportunity to heal that. Okay, let me see. Loosen your grip. Look at this chart. Loosen your grip. I hope you can see that. Let me see how it comes up. I hope you can see that. I think it's too bright, isn't it? Eh. Anyways, it says loosen your grip. So maybe it's time to let go of certain, it says coping mechanisms. So maybe you're trying to control the outcome as a way to, as a coping mechanism. I'm seeing density, addiction, maybe even, right? Watch out with addictions with Neptune in your sign, okay? This could come up because Neptune likes to be ethereal. So best is to meditate. That's the way to go. Otherwise, you're going to want to be in this high vibration. And people usually with strong Neptune, they become addictive because that's the way they think they can be in this dream world. But there are other ways to do that. Okay. Yeah, that says let God in. So the universe, high vibrational energy, right? It's all the same. You can call it whatever you want. Okay. Our life is a canvas. So Aries, a lot of you are manifesting something. And I'm seeing this creativity. So some of you are definitely artists, creative accountability. So if you are an artist or you're really creative, maybe it's time to do something with it, right? But in general, this is about creating your own life, knowing you have, some things are preset. I'm an astrologer. I work with many clients. I know a lot of things are already kind of set. I know that. But we have freedom in the way how we deal with that. Okay. Because for some people, the same thing happens, and it's how they deal with it. Like maybe it cannot be a big, some things are a big deal, but it's how you kind of react to it. Okay. I have to say that correctly. So, yeah, taking accountability in creative businesses, things like that. Okay. So you can make more money. Yeah. Could even be a lucky breakthrough with sudden income. That's what Uranus does. Could also be a bill, but it can also be sudden money coming in. So let's just say it's coming in for you. I'm going to keep it at that, Aries. Thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate you. And until next time, let's move on to Taurus. So, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So, for you, we have this Scorpio full moon in your seventh house. Okay. And for people that are single, ready to mingle, this is the time for you to meet someone. Okay. it could trigger that. But I always say you have to be ready. Like the astrology can indicate that, and my teacher used to say that, like astrology is like the weather, right? This is the time to go out and about, but also you need to dress for the weather. And, you need to prepare for that. So, there could be certain transit, but if you are still emotionally closed, the person might be standing next to you and you wouldn't even recognize them. Okay. So it's really about opening up, getting ready. And if you're not ready, it's okay. Take your time. When you're ready, you'll know. And Scorpio moon can actually remove all the obstacles. It can remove some traumas or obstacles that are preventing you from meeting the right person. Like if you are in a relationship, it is a nice time to do something together, right? To have fun, maybe to have a good conversation. But yeah, with Uranus in the first house, you've definitely been feeling like trying different things, like being innovative. Maybe you haven't had one set path in the last few years. You kind of felt like trying different things. And I'm not talking about relationships. I mean, maybe for some, but I'm talking about maybe work, maybe different outfits, different styles, like the way you present yourself. Okay. And Venus and Neptune are in the 12th house. So, there could be a tension from more than one person. And, be careful how you deal with that, Taurus, because you're kind of magnetic right now. And for some of you, it's even your birthday. So, if so, happy birthday. This is a wonderful time to manifest. Okay. Because the sun is transiting on your sun, making your energy even bigger. So, I think it's lovely to celebrate another year, another beautiful time. Okay. Jupiter in your second house. Okay. So definitely money opportunities can be coming in. And whatever has been preventing you from making money, because Chiron is in a sextile with Jupiter, it will come up and you have an opportunity to heal that, to heal your self-worth and to know that actually you can do it. Okay. Pluto now in the 10th house could be drastically changing your career. Drastically changing your career, okay? Could be doing one thing, doing completely another thing, or experiencing extremes in the workplace, okay? This could be an extremely like a boss that maybe is a little bit too dominant, or you could be the dominant boss. So be careful with that, okay? However, it comes up now because we have Mercury in your first house. Okay. So be aware what you say, how you say it, because some company secrets might be coming to the forefront for you. And also, if you're spreading any gossip, it might be coming out. So be aware of that. It might also be other people's gossip. Cannot see your situation, right? Just be aware what you're saying around this time. Activated Earth, ley lines, trust where you're being led. So maybe some of you are being pulled into different directions and you're like, why am I being placed here? Why do I need to travel there? Why am I always moving? Okay. And I've had this with many clients, to be honest, that especially people on the spiritual path, they are being brought to different places, situations, jobs. And yeah, sometimes it's kind of like frustrating, right? But at the same time, this is how you connect with the universe and learn how to trust that everything always works out. Everything just always works out for you. Okay. This is a very, very powerful mantra. Everything just always works out for me. Um, so yeah, even though it feels unstable, unsettling, it can also be exciting, just like Uranus, right? It can be unpredictable, exciting, and it can lead you to meet new people that are going to bring so much more to your life. So each place will have something. And I'm also hearing some of you are living on a ley line, if you're familiar with that. So ley lines are energetic lines, and they can really help you feel better. Okay. Even in my own situation, I was living in the north and it really drained my energy. Like some of you saw it in the video, like I was looking very tired. I was more tired than usual. And now I moved back to the south. And in my head, in my rational mind, I really wanted to live in the nature and the green. But the universe was like, no, 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 that's not for you. So yeah, now we're in a place, very spiritual place. Doesn't look that way, but it feels that way, at least for me. Cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. So some of you had to go rock bottom, and now you're going to fly. Maybe some obstacles had to leave, had to go. Okay, this full moon in Scorpio is definitely helping with that. Okay, so that would be my message for you, my amazing Taurus. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. So let's move on now to Gemini. So Gemini, Sun and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in the sign of Scorpio in your sixth house, now at 22 degrees. And Scorpio likes to investigate, it likes to dive into different subjects. And for you, that would be related to your physical health. And also because it's in a water sign, mental health. Okay. So, in my belief system, which I know to be true, but I'm leaving it open for your discernment, is that traumas, suppressed emotions can relate to physical illness. And some emotions are not from this lifetime. Some come from different lifetimes. Okay. So we think like, oh, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm suppressing a lot of emotions. Sometimes we've gathered them over lifetimes. We obtained them through our ancestral line, okay? So you can ask your body questions and ask, what can I do to heal my body? Okay. And I've done this plenty of times with myself that I really had some physical, um, like not really illness, but yeah, I had problems with my heart. I had problems with my uterus before, and I healed it. And I'm not saying, well, the doctors are necessary. I'm pro science. So definitely first go to the doctor. Right? That I always say go there. They have the knowledge to investigate, which is very Scorpio-like. And then you investigate, how can I heal this on the long term? What is the cause? Okay. So together, it is a really powerful mix. So look into your health, your daily routines. So there might be some truth coming up regarding your colleagues, regarding your work. You might have a big breakthrough and figure something out. Okay. Um, be very careful who you share this with. Share this with yourself and on the first meeting. Okay. Because we do have Pluto in a square with Mercury. And Mercury's in the 12th house. So someone else can take the idea and think, this is so good, Gemini. I'm going to take it. Okay. I never understood why people do that. But, you know, um, I would keep it for yourself. We don't need to know the reason why. Like people sometimes are in a bad place. We all have been in a bad place. So let's forgive them. And then the Sun in Taurus and Uranus are in your 12th house. Uranus is coming closer to your sign, okay? It's going to be in your sign this year. So if you're an early degree Gemini, you're going to already feel Uranus coming closer, okay? You're going to feel a bit more restless. You feel like you need adventure, you need excitement. Um, you would like to try different things. But right now, it can feel a little bit as I cannot sleep very well. So some of you Geminis have trouble sleeping. But at the same time, you could have amazing ideas coming up during your dreams. So write your dreams down. Okay. Pluto in the ninth house there, and it's square with Mercury. So a lot of you Geminis are looking into the mysteries of life right now. Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. So maybe some of you are kind of diving into the extremes of life, okay? And this is leading to a middle ground. This is letting you believe that sometimes you can't control life and you kind of have to surrender. And this is very much related to the North Node in Pisces, right? Which is in your 10th house. So maybe you were trying to figure out like work and trying to twist it and everything, and you have Jupiter in the first house. And the best way to deal with Jupiter in the first house is to surrender, have faith, and let go. Otherwise, you're blocking your Jupiter. Okay. I'm sorry, defenseless, right past wrong, uprooting. So maybe someone's coming back to say, I'm sorry. Maybe it's you who need to say sorry to someone. Yeah, people make mistakes. It happens. And I feel if people show true regret, I think that's worth a lot because they thought about it and they really, in their mind, they really felt it, thought about it. And I think that's worth forgiveness. Okay. There are also people who are not there yet or can't reach that. And I always say, forgive them for yourself. But you don't have to forget. It will come with time. You will start to forget with time, okay? Because when you're in higher vibration and you're doing well, you're starting to forget things. So um, you can't really reach that emotion any longer. And this is when you know you're healing, which is kind of scary. Anyways, that would be my message for you, my amazing Gemini. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and until next time, let's move on to Cancer. So Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Just give me a second. All right, here we go. So this full moon in the sign of Scorpio is in your 5th house. So this is a wonderful time to work on your creativity. And if you felt that you were blocked lately or you couldn't really fully express yourself, Scorpio is going to bring up and show you the reason why you're feeling blocked. So you can open up and really show this creative expression to the world. So this could be literally that you are creative in general, right? This could also be that, in general, you feel like maybe you've been suppressing parts of yourself to please the crowd, because we have it in an opposition with Taurus in the 11th house. And Taurus is with Uranus. So it's kind of saying, just have fun with it. Like, so what, people don't approve? Not everyone's gonna like you. That's impossible. Like, some people are going to be triggered, some people don't like it. But the importance is that you stay true to yourself, okay? That you speak your own truth that is in alignment with your heart, okay? Because when people speak truth from the mind, it doesn't always work. But if you speak from the heart, there's love with it. And you'll see that in time, people will start to realize what you've been saying. So, a wonderful time for creative workshops, following workshops, meeting your friends. Yeah, doing something fun together. This would be a nice day to do like a painting and tea, painting and wine kind of thing. I used to do that with my friends. That was really a lot of fun. So, doing this kind of creative things. Jupiter in your 12th house is making you very connected. You're able to channel, like some of you can even channel art, can channel content. Cancers in general, you are very, you're definitely very psychic. Like a lot of you are very sensitive. And this full moon is especially going to boost your confidence if you have sun, moon, and rising around 22 degrees. Okay. Pluto is there in the 8th house. It's squaring Mercury in the 11th. Um, don't share too much about certain things that are going on in your life around this full moon, because we have Pluto in a square with Mercury, which is bringing up secrets. People will talk about it, they will take it the wrong way. So be yourself, express yourself, but maybe if you feel it within yourself that you shouldn't share something with certain friends, don't do it, okay? Um, So I hope this comes off clear. Like, be authentic, be expressive. Oh, something. I'm sitting next to a box that I haven't unpacked yet since I've moved. So yeah, it's sitting right there. You can't see it. Um, yeah, so be yourself, speak your authentic truth, but also, some things better not to share, especially if it's regarding relationships, regarding money situations. Um, for now, around this full moon, keep it for yourself from your friends, okay? Just have fun with it. Have fun with your friends. Okay, star ancestors. We're seeing the pyramids here. Pyramids are ways to recharge. Some of you would like to research more about the pyramids. You would like to have a pyramid in your home. It can help you recharge. Okay. Hidden secrets. So dive into research about hidden secrets, about maybe the occult, about spirituality. Yeah, maybe you're curious about certain things. You're gonna dive into those subjects. Empathetic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. So some of you are very sensitive around this time. Also, with Venus Neptune in the 10th house, you could be absorbing a lot of energies from your colleagues. So make sure to cleanse yourself, to clean yourself afterwards. So you're not like fully overwhelmed. Because some emotions are not even yours, but people can put garbage onto you and pretend it's yours. So there's a very good mantra for that. Everything that's not mine to carry, I send it back to source, or I send it back to the right person. So some things are not belonging with you. Okay? So that would be my message for you, my amazing Cancer. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, let's move on to Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I just had to check if I'm still recording. I'm doing this new method. I don't know how it's going to come out. Anyways, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, this full moon in the sign of Scorpio is going to be in your fourth house. So some of you are moving for work. This could even be an unexpected move, okay? Unexpectedly visiting family and needing to work from home. Um, there could be things coming up regarding family. Okay. So maybe some hidden secrets, some feelings are coming up from your childhood that you didn't know were still there and are actually impacting the way you work. Because sometimes, the fourth house is in an opposition with the 10th. So everything what we feel at home, we bring it to the 10th subconsciously. So we can be triggered by things that we experienced in our childhood. And we might, maybe someone is trying to say something and it will trigger you, or the other way around, it will trigger them. Okay. Could be something that was brought from childhood. So you're able to let that go now. So whatever comes up around this day, see it as an opportunity to heal. Okay. Some information about family might be coming up that really is helpful for you. Okay. Pluto is in the seventh house and it's squaring Mercury. So it's not a good time to share private information about your relationship at work. Keep that private. Yeah, around the 12th of May. That would be the wise thing to do. But in general, you are removing a lot of blocks and there will be a lot of energy for you to take action. This is time to take action, Leo. You have Mars in your first house now supporting you. You have the Sun and Uranus in your 10th house, and you have Jupiter in your 11th house. So there's no better time than to go after your dreams, especially work related, network, show people your value, show people your worth. Okay. Now it's time to really spread the word about your business, about what you're doing, meeting new groups of people. And these groups of people might lead you to something new. Okay. All right. What do we have here? Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to the light. And this is so funny because bringing unconsciousness to the light is what is represented by the sign of Scorpio. So I'm seeing the sea here, which is really represented by water. So seeing the potential. So maybe something had to come to the light. So you see bigger parts of your potential. Maybe it was hidden by insecurity, feeling like you're not good enough, right? I'm not making the money I want yet, so maybe I'm not worthy of it. Well, these unconscious feelings might be coming up for you to heal. I'm getting, I'm sorry, and fall into my arms. And I'm kind of feeling that it's time to surrender. And maybe some things have failed, right? Have not worked out, but they always don't work out for a reason, right? And I've been getting this question because I had this retreat center that we went into with full heart. And yeah, we invested in it. Luckily, it was rent, but still, it was not cheap to get all the papers ready and, the deposit and all these things. And when we were there, we realized, like, I don't think this is it. And everything went wrong. Like everything that you can think of went wrong. And then I started missing, like, south of Spain, where I used to live. And that came up, and in the north, everything started going wrong, 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 wrong. And now we're back. And I kind of feel that I know why. Like it feels much calmer now. So some places are not energetically for you, but on the other hand, this experience taught me so much. I've learned so much in this 1 year. I've removed so many blocks that were preventing me from, had to do with my self-worth, with my income, my diet. I changed so many things because the universe kind of put me on hold, which I'm not used to because I'm always on the move working. So I'm telling you the story that failure is not a bad thing. And even stronger, it can teach you so many things. Like if everything would go so smooth in life and so perfect, you're not becoming stronger and you're not really learning that much. So it's something to be grateful for. So tell yourself that you're sorry for maybe choices that haven't turned out well, but something better is coming. So keep your mind, eyes, everything open because you're in a phase where a lot of opportunities can come your way. Okay. You're in a really good place for that. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Leos. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, let's move on to Virgo. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. For you, we have this full moon in the sign of Scorpio in your third house. Okay. And in general, Virgo, you are already kind of an investigative sign, secretive like Scorpio. So that's why Virgos very often match well with Scorpio energy. Okay, so I'm saying energy. We're talking about sun sign and sun sign. Um, and it's in your third house. So you're going to do research. It's a great time for reading, studying, traveling even. And this travel can bring a huge transformation. It can really bring up um, subconscious patterns of maybe thinking that you don't communicate well. This could literally be cultural sites that bring up certain history that you thought it was like this, but it turns out it's that. So, yeah, in general, there are going to be hidden secrets coming to the surface regarding cultural aspects, but also regarding your communication or the way you communicate in your personal life. Okay. But this is a brilliant time to pass your exams. We also have Pluto in the sixth house in a square with Mercury in the ninth. So you're going to even study more than you should. Okay. And no cheating. Because if with Pluto square Mercury, you're cheating, yeah, that's not a good idea. You might get away with it now, but not later. Okay. This is not the placement to do that. And in general, you shouldn't cheat. No, no, no. Because you're fooling yourself. You're cheating on yourself. in general, right? If you cheat not only on others, you cheat on yourself. Very good thing to remember. Um, so yeah, you have also North Node in the seventh house. Maybe someone that is coming back into your life, okay, romantically. And it could be Saturn, it could be everything to make that work, right? Because Saturn is about responsibility. It's not about taking things lightly. So in general, Virgo, you are taking a relationship more seriously. Okay. Also, be careful with your health around this time. Don't overdo things. Don't read too many things without sleeping. Mars is in the 12th house, so it could be that your energy levels are a bit lower than usual. So take the rest that you need. Okay. Because I definitely can see you reading things, secret text or something until late at night, and then you don't sleep as much. Let's not forget Jupiter in the 10th house is bringing massive career opportunities for you. Okay. Call in support. I'm getting star family. You're part of a team of souls. So maybe you tend to do things all by yourself, and maybe it's time to ask for some help. Okay. And if not from physical support, you can ask help from angels, your guides. Okay. It's very much real. You just have to be open to it. Okay. Sometimes when you're disconnected, it looks like God doesn't exist. But when you're connected, you can feel it all the time. Okay. Just the energies flow through you. So people are disconnected, might feel like not believing in anything. But if you're connected, there's no denying. So time to reconnect. Getting Starkeeper. See the light by staying grounded. So make sure to stay grounded because a lot of things might happen for you. Okay, Virgo, work, travel, many things can happen for you. Okay, and the South Node is out of your second house. So you definitely have options to make a lot more money, or at least the money that you're making is not going right through your hands, which might have been happening in the past year and a half. Okay, but now South Node is in your sign. And you're learning how to collaborate, right? North Node in the seventh house is like ask for help sometimes. Let other people do things for you sometimes. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Virgo. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. So let's move on now to Libra. So Libra, Sun and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in the sign of Scorpio at 22 degrees in your second house. And it's opposing Taurus and Uranus in your eighth house. So this is really have to do a lot with your self-worth. Scorpio likes to dive deep. So here you're going to get some answers on why maybe you're not earning as much as you want, why you're not being valued as much as you want. And if people mirror to you how you're feeling about yourself, so I'm going to say it again. If people mirror to you, about how you're feeling about yourself, and you feel like you're not being valued, maybe you don't value yourself very much. And I can very much relate that to my own experience where I felt not seen, not valued. This was because I was overgiving, trying too hard, doing too much. People don't respect doormats. And I had to realize that. So you have to value your time and you have to value yourself. Okay, so rate the right amount. Also, don't overly give in order to get. I'm going to give you this, so I expect something in return. That's also not how it works. Okay, so be open to let things come to you. This is the time to get all your papers in order. So get your finances in order, get your loans in order, your debts. And there might actually be a solution there. So there might be new ways of making money for you. So yeah, that's quite major. Okay. Pluto is in the fifth house and it's squaring Mercury in your eighth house. So there might be some news coming in from your children, um, or you want to share something with your children that is, some of you are separating, or something that maybe have been hidden before might come to the forefront right now. Okay. And also, fifth house is related to romance. So it could be that some truth is coming out, some secrets, or some hidden feelings are being brought up, okay, by you or the other person that you need to talk about. Because if you're both suppressing your emotions and your feelings, it's going to be hard to sustain something on the long term, right? And it's so beautiful because I just drew this card and it says, honor your beauty, honor your beauty. See if, yeah, you can see the card. Okay. I have to check sometimes if this video is still running. Okay. So honor your beauty. So it's time to value yourself, to say that you're worthy. And sometimes that is also part of you sharing something vulnerable. Always do that to the right person. If you feel like you cannot share anything vulnerable with someone, and I'm not talking about someone you just met, right? That's not how it works. It should be someone that you know for a long time. If you feel like you cannot share anything, that is a bit of a red flag there, okay? Don't hate, meditate. So some of you are need to meditate right now. You have Neptune and Venus in the seventh house. So you do have an opportunity to meet someone new or to have this romantic time, but make sure it's based on truth and that it's not just pink colored glasses, okay? It's the whole package. Jupiter in your ninth house is a beautiful time for you to travel. So if you want to travel, maybe you're traveling with your partner, it's going to be a lovely time, okay? Change and transition. Mm. So you're in a definite transition. And in order for that to happen, some things, some blocks need to be let go of, especially regarding your value and how you see yourself. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Libra. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, let's move on to Scorpio. So, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon at 22 degrees in your own sign. So, if you have Sun, Moon, or Rising at 22 degrees or any other planet, you're going to be highly impacted, okay? And this is highlighting for you relationships. Okay, it's all about romantic relationships, one-on-one relationships, and you've been having Uranus in the seventh house. So you've been attracted to partners who are older than you, younger than you, out of the box partners, like not like standard relationships. This is if you just met someone in the last few years, right? When Uranus is in Taurus. Even if you're in a long-term relationship, you've been exploring freedom together, out of the box kind of lifestyle. But yeah, if you're single, you can definitely meet someone new around this day. And if not meeting someone, it's about getting ready to meet someone. Because the moon here in your first house, it wants you to remove the blocks of your identity. So, Scorpios can be quite secretive. And it's going to be really hard for people to get to know you when you're not fully yourself. So, why people are going to be so triggered with you sometimes? Because they can tell you're being secretive. And they're like, yeah, just say what you think, right? Don't hold back. And then there are people that are gonna love it because they like the mystery and they like to keep digging into this mystery, right? That's why you're so magnetic. But in order to be in a relationship, right, there has to be some type of vulnerability. I think you're super right for protecting yourself for strangers because you don't know them yet and you don't need to open up. So I think, Scorpio, that's a really good thing to do, even though you have a weakness for people who need healing. You suddenly open up and you let in the wrong people. So be very much aware of that because Scorpios are softies. People don't know that. They're harsh on the outside, but they want to heal people and then letting in the wrong person. So filter everyone, but then open up because that's the key to long-term relationship. Okay. You have Neptune and Venus in the second house. So you're going to be so creative in your work. You might have some really amazing ideas. Venus is in a trine with Mars in the 10th house. So definitely there could be some good news about your work. Just make sure that because Saturn wants you to be able to execute it. So whatever your idea is, make sure that it's reachable, that you're able to do that. Inner power, look at that. So I feel like you've been working on your inner power, and that's very much related to your Pluto in the fourth house. Okay, this is your root, like rooting into the ground and letting the power come through you. And especially because it's in a square with Mercury in the seventh house. Yeah, like in a bad way, this might feel like secrets are coming up in relationships. Okay. But actually, sometimes sharing certain feelings or secrets are necessary. Like I said, that's the clue. But if you work with one-on-one customers, make sure that what you share is not too much, especially about family history, unless you want it shared, okay? Mm-hmm. Hey, the miracle of nature. So, walking in nature is definitely going to help you align yourself again. If you're feeling a bit wacky, because Pluto is quite extreme, like it can make you you could be moving a lot, okay? Or you could be holding on to a place where you know you have to go. So it's about grounding and knowing that you're always being carried to the right place, okay? So that would be my message for you, my amazing Scorpios. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you. And until next time, let's move on to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Scorpio at 22 degrees in your 12th house. And 12th house is everything hidden, everything subconscious, everything unconscious, right? Everything that we cannot reach right away. So it might be that you're feeling a bit off, but you're not completely sure why. You need more time to dive into that. And this is the perfect day to do a meditation, to do a hypnosis, remove certain blocks, go to a hypnotherapist, dive into your past lives because 12th house is also related to your past lives, okay? And moon is female. So it could be that someone from past life is coming back into your life, especially a female, and bring in a certain lesson that you need to learn. You have Taurus and Uranus in the sixth house. So you might be feeling like you need a lot of freedom in your workplace. Like a lot of you, because Taurus usually is very stable and it wants you to have like a stable job. But it could be that a lot of you have been freelancing or feeling like, I don't want to stick to the 9 to 5 job. I want to have a bit more freedom, or at least do something maybe online or something out of the box, more innovative. Okay. Your creativity is really on top of everything because Neptune and Venus in Aries are in the fifth house. So you're going to have amazing, amazing, amazing ideas, lots of creativity. Like it's also a very romantic time for you. Jupiter in the seventh house, Venus and Neptune in the fifth. So have some time with your partner, enjoy time together while resting. So it's a great time to go to a cabin in the woods or near a river, just taking some time off and really rewind and have a picnic together. And if you're single, just be very open because this could as well be a time that you're meeting someone new. Okay, Jupiter in the seventh house. and Neptune and Venus in the fifth in a trine with Mars is a very beautiful time. Okay, so keep your eyes open. If not, Scorpio is a beautiful time to remove these blocks now. Spiritual support. So watch your dreams and ask for spiritual support. Whatever it is that needs to be healed will be coming up right now. Okay. Scorpio is about diving deep. You are protected. So maybe you're feeling like, I cannot go outside of, I'm feeling kind of like stuck in one place. And maybe you're getting comfortable there. And it's time to kind of open up to different directions, getting out of the comfort zone. And it says you are protected. So know that you're safe going out of the comfort zone. Because here, look at that. There's spiritual abundance there. So that could be abundance as in money, but it could also be abundance of energy, abundance of happiness. There are many ways you can be abundant, right? So, yeah, really good time for you. Take some time to rest and really feel within your body what has been blocking you. It could even be that you're feeling a bit unwell, like physical symptoms, because we do have Taurus and Uranus in this sixth house, Mercury in the sixth, squaring Pluto in the third. So there could be some misunderstandings with colleagues, okay? Or you're not feeling well and you have to kind of figure out where it comes from in your body, okay? So this is my message for you, my amazing Sagittarius. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon at 22 degrees in your 11th house. 11th house is related to friendships. This is about your community. And with Scorpio moon there could be some truths coming to the surface about your friends. Maybe a friend needs your help, is coming with a story that you didn't hear before. Could be related to their romantic life or their children. Just make sure that you don't lose yourself into helping other people right now. Okay, because Scorpio moon wants to be there for your friends, but also you need to be there for yourself. And they could bring up things that might hit something in your own life. Okay. And with all my clients that I have and people that are friends with each other, I see so many similarities in their charts because you very often, like, it's almost scary that the people we attract are very similar to us or very opposite to us because we need to learn something. So I think it's really interesting to see that, right? And definitely, if you're putting charts together with a friend group, then you see certain patterns, okay? Or you attract people that teach you something about one of your parents that you need to resolve. And you will see that the people you hang out with have a similar chart to that parent, okay? Um, yeah, so this is time for maybe even a friend might admit feelings for you because we do have it in an opposition with Taurus and Uranus in the fifth house. Okay. Um, Pluto is in the second, squaring Mercury in the fifth. So, not a good time to share certain details if you're dating someone new. Don't share too many details about your money situation. I mean, that has to come up after a while, but not at the beginning, not around this full moon. And also to your children, don't say that. This is not the day to say that. Okay. Um, gather your information and look for ways how to explain it. Okay. Um, yeah, beautiful time to hang out with friends, to hang out with family, Neptune and Venus in the fourth house. Maybe you want to even redecorate your place, like make it nicer. You're fully in your self-expression around this day. So it's time to self-express, to be creative, make some paintings. This is also about, well, you could have some lucky breaks for some of you regarding lotteries, but I don't really like to bring that up too much because that's not the way to get the money. Live your joy. It's time to be creative, have fun, enjoy yourself. Okay. This is time to enjoy yourself. You are protected. So maybe you have a lot of worries or things that, can I have fun now? Is this the right time? But you see, synchronicity. Sometimes when people have fun, sometimes I really recommend that to my clients to have fun because if you're so tied up and so trying to control everything or, I have to do this, I have to do that, your creative flow is blocked, your energetic flow is blocked, so you have less energy, less opportunities are coming in. It's about flowing with life, right? Because sometimes I hear like, oh, you're so lucky. It's happened to you because you're so lucky. Yeah, no. I've been through a lot as well, but um, I'm letting go of things sooner. Like I'm not attached to the problem or to the person or to the issue. I'm letting it flow the way it should be. I always say if people want to go, they can go. Like I'm not stopping them. If they want to come back, that's fine too, right? And this is how you create opportunities. If a job wants to go, okay, something better is coming. If a relationship wants to go, okay, something better is coming. You have to believe that, right? And that's how you live in the flow because things that are meant to go will go anyways. So there's nothing you could have changed. And it feels like you might feel guilty. Like if I would have done that, that wouldn't have happened. You don't know that, right? And feeling guilty about it for years is not going to solve the issue. So it's really about letting go in the flow. And that helps when you're in feminine energy. So, flowing with life. You need masculine energy to execute, to make your plans. And you need feminine energy to let go once in a while, to go with the flow and create. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Capricorn. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, let's move on to Aquarius. So, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in the sign of Scorpio, 22 degrees in your 10th house. Okay. 10th house is about career, your how you're being perceived by the public. And Scorpio is a very deep diving sign, right? So a lot of Aquarius are very drawn to jobs that have depth. So psychology, doing stuff with numbers. But in general, around this day, you might want to investigate something at work. You have a great day to do certain research. You also have Pluto in the first house, especially if you're an early sun, moon, and rising around 3 degrees. Okay, you're highly impacted by Pluto. And Pluto is changing your life. There's no escaping Pluto. Okay, Pluto is gonna really change your life. You can see the beginning of the video where I'm explaining the 3 layers of Scorpio. This is related to Pluto as well. You need to go through the underworld to go through the light and to be reborn. Okay. So you're coming out a different person, a better version than you've ever been. And that's not an easy way to do, but it's a very rewarding thing to do. Okay. So yeah, there might be some secrets coming up regarding family, maybe regarding the housing situation, your home situation. Make sure to stick to your truth, okay? And yeah, see how to deal with it the best way you can, because people might be shocking you during this day, or you might be shocking others. Okay. And you might have done some research that you want to share. So try to find a way how you can share that the best way, and you will be rewarded in work. Some of you are even moving for work, moving to a new place. And we have Jupiter there in your 5th house. So very creative time for romance. Mars is in the 7th house, trining Venus, and Venus is in conjunction with Neptune in Aries. Okay, so great communication with your partner. It can be passionate about all sorts of subjects, so that can be really fun. And if you're single, yeah, it's time to get out. It's time to show yourself, to date. If you're open to that, if you don't want that, that's fine too. time to have fun, and also to do your research in the workplace and show the numbers, show what you've discovered. Okay, don't keep it um, too hidden from work related things. Okay. Let me get you a card. Aquarius. Massive transformations. It's really a love cycle for many signs right now. It's a good time to meet somebody. Wait, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. So, some of you Aquarius have been a little impatient. When is it my time to get my dream job, to get my relationship, to get the things that I want? But sometimes the timing is not there yet. And things need to be aligned in a way that it can happen, right? And we have the North Node, for example. It could even be related to money. And Ceres could be telling you, like, sometimes you need to let go of something or lose something in order to regain something new. And also nurture what you have. Nurture what you have is really important. Be grateful with what you have. Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. So a lot of you are experiencing extremes of life. And in the extremes, Pluto is asking you to find the midway, to find inner power instead of controlling things on the outside, right? This is what Pluto wants you to let go of. It's a very tricky planet, but it can make you really, really go on the spiritual path. And you could even get like more psychic awareness, psychic powers, these kind of things. And they come with you dealing with it the right way. The seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconscious to the light. So some of you, even after what you're going through, are going to help other people. Okay, you know what you've been through, and seeing potential, like seeing potential in yourself also. So everything that you were trying to hide, like I cannot do this, I'm not good enough, it's time to show that in work. It's time to show that to yourself. And you don't need outside approval. You need to believe it. And the outside approval comes when you don't care anymore. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Aquarius. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, let's move on to Pisces. So Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. We have this full moon in Scorpio at 22 degrees in your ninth house. And especially if you're a sun, moon, and rising Pisces at 22 degrees, you're going to be highly impacted. Okay. It's going to give you a huge boost, a huge new beginning. And this could be triggered by a trip for you because the moon is in the ninth house, opposing Taurus, the Taurus sun in your third house. And it's together with Uranus. Okay. So there might be a trip that's changing you on so many levels. Then Mercury is in the third house, squaring Pluto in the 12th. So hidden feelings might be coming up. Past things from past life might be coming back, being projected to you. Okay. There might be some gossip behind the scenes, maybe that you're uncovering. And it's really about how you're dealing with that. Okay. It's about uncovering truths about yourself, your subconscious beliefs, and knowing that some people project things onto you, are testing you, are teaching you on how to deal with it. And especially regarding how you communicate with people that are triggering you around this time. Wonderful time for studying. You can really, really get something amazing on paper. So you can pass your exams or really write amazing papers. No chat GPT. This is really about you really thriving with your mind and train your mind. And you're very serious about studying, okay? You're very serious about what you're sharing, what you're writing about. So yeah, it could be even you're publishing something, and that's going to really touch a lot of people's hearts around this day. Jupiter in the fourth house, wonderful time for moving. So some of you are moving, buying a house, selling a house. You could be redecorating the place and making it feel, more homey. And, with Gemini, some of you even have like a second house. So it could be like a holiday home or a cabin, something that you are buying or renting. Okay. Um, else we have the North Node in your first house. And after, Saturn is almost going out of your first house temporarily. It's going to go back after summer, and then it will go completely to Aries. And with the North Node there, Ceres and Saturn, it's really triggering you to work on yourself, your authenticity, and not accept what people think or say about you, but that you're not being defined by outside sources, but you define yourself. Okay, you define who you are. And yeah, the moon in the ninth house is a wonderful time to, if you're into readings or doing research in astrology, numerology, all these kind of things can really unlock and reveal many things about you. And accordingly, some of you might leave a relationship with the South Node in the seventh house, or you might be reconnecting with someone from the past or someone from a past life because you are in the same vibration again. Sometimes you're not a match yet. Right person, wrong time, right? I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. So no matter what happens, it's about knowing that what is already yours will come to you. It's already yours. It's just not shown in the physical. You have Mars in the sixth house, beautiful time for hard work. Do watch out with Venus and Neptune of money scams, things that are too good to be true. Okay. Yeah, if someone is offering you a lot of money, like what is the catch? Read the contract, read very well what you're signing right now. Very important, Pisces, if you're getting a new job. But yeah, time to treat yourself on a trip, read some good books, publish your things. You really have a lot of beautiful words to share, that are going to be picked up by people. Maybe you're even writing about psychology or spirituality, and your video or your content is really going to do a lot for people. So yeah, that would be my message for you, my amazing Pisces. Remember, okay, remember who you are. Remember what you're capable of. Don't lose track of what the outside world is telling you. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. How amazing to close this reading. Be the leader you wish you had. Pave a new path. These are people that are thinking out of the box. So they're not going to be waiting for approval. They approve themselves. They move forward and they take that leap of faith. So that's my message for you, my amazing Pisces. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, thank you.